Hi, Alejandro.
Yeah. Sorry. Hey guys, this is Alejandro.
Guys.
What?
One of these guys.
One of
I
the.
was on the phone.
No. No.
It's something really important, right?
Yeah, it's. I'm on Amazon. I'm looking for your books. You said you have written books, but they're not on Amazon.
Sure they are. It's just that Bob Kelly's kind of a common name.
Oh, you said Bob Kelly.
I write all the things that come up.
No, I was looking for Guam Kelly.
Yeah. I don't think a Guan exists.
Guam Kelly. Yeah, so you've written books. You know that one of the things that I've always wanted to do is write books. What are your books about?
Well, me too. So I always wanted to write a book. That was one of the things on my list that I really wanted to get through a book with my name on it on the shelf. And I wrote, we talked about App Deploy. App Deploy got me enough notoriety where I got offered the opportunity to do things.
Okay.
So I worked for a company that did freelance writing, and Install Shield was a client, Wise was a client, Microsoft was a client. I wrote some of the guides for Microsoft, a couple of white papers, and then that was good. But then
that's not
I really
a book.
wanted a book.
Yeah, exactly. I want my book.
And then the first one I did was for a company called Real-Time Publishers.
Okay.
And what they do is they release the book a chapter at a time online, and they build subscribers, and it's sponsored. Mine was sponsored by ScriptLogic.
Okay.
Which was then Quest, which became all tied back into
okay.
my world of Dell acquiring or selling off Quest. But the book was desktop administration. So it was just about managing desktops, application deployment, system rollout, support IT
cool.
admin stuff.
Very techie thing, propeller hits.
Yeah, it was very, very
as a friend of ours would say.
But it was an opportunity for me to talk about all the stuff that I did for work and just kind of formalize it. But it wasn't printed. It was an ebook.
Okay.
So I was kind of always disappointed. I'm like, I want a book.
And what year is this?
Don't ask me that. It was a long time ago.
I just want to make a point that you're like 60 years old.
I'm 160 years old.
160 years old.
So the
only reason why I ask is because an ebook is kind of a thing today. Like it's almost lame that you go to McGraw-Hill, for example, and have a book. You have an ebook and you can read it on your Kindle, or you can have an audiobook read to you by Audible.
I think it's become a bigger deal in recent years. Back then, an ebook was a compromise. It was just a big white paper to me.
Okay.
And so I really wanted it to be print. So the next opportunity I had was to do a book on a scripting language called Kixtart. And that was something that I used a lot for logon scripts and deployment scripts, and there wasn't a book on the topic. So I wrote that, and that was an ebook, but then they got sold to another company that printed books.
Okay.
And so that book got printed. That was the first one I got to see on the shelf.
Nice.
And then the next one...
You still have copies of them?
Yeah, I've got copies of them.
Can I have one?
No.
Autographed? No? No? You said no?
I've only got a couple.
I don't like you anymore.
I read them all the time.
I do have a CD that you make.
Yeah. That was another thing on the list.
Yeah, my daughter didn't like it, I gotta tell you.
No, it's not good.
But you do have a CD. You're a music producer as well.
Yeah, it's another hobby.
I also want to make a book because I thought it was cool to have a book in the in the library or in the bookcase, but in ISBN and all of that stuff. But it's really hard to get published. So you were lucky because you got into that.
Sure, publisher is hard. So the one book I did that was with a major publisher, Wiley, was on Windows Vista deployment, unfortunately.
Oh, that aged well.
Yeah. I was really disappointed because I was doing a paid community for the company, for the real-time publishing company on Windows Vista, where I would do podcasts and I would do papers, and I had to answer questions within so many hours of being posted.
Okay.
It was a whole gig that I did for several months, and then I got early access to Windows Vista as an MVP, and I started writing and working on this book, and I co-authored it. It's one of those Windows Vista deployment Bible. It's
okay. Bible, literally.
Yeah, they call it Bible. And I wrote it with a couple of other people, but I ended up doing a lot of it myself. And unfortunately, it just wasn't the ideal topic.
Okay.
So I saw it in the stores a couple of times, and then it disappeared when Vista tanked.
It went faster than Vista?
Nobody's really excited about a book on how to deploy something nobody wants. So it wasn't the best investment in my time, but I made it to a major publisher.
Right.
And that was
You can check that box.
check that box.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
So how about you go ahead and write a book? It's not that hard.
Well, I think the writing piece is easy, but the thing is to get published. I don't know if I'm on the ebook thing. I'm a traditional
Well, there's
guy.
print-on-demand services now. So a friend of mine wrote a book recently and was going to go to a publisher and decided, well, the right thing actually to do is print-on-demand.
Oh, you have to print 1 million copies and sell them out?
Now you have to inventory.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, you don't make as much per copy, but nobody's
Right.
really making money off selling.
Of the books.
Selling a book is an opportunity to do other things, which worked out for me. So
Yeah. I don't know what would.
the topic of your book would have to be one that
Yeah.
that made you an expert to open doors to do other things.
And that's the thing. I'm a geek, but not a propeller head like you are in those Vista books and stuff. I don't know what to write about. I mean,
Yeah.
think of it. You write something about Vista, it ages like the next year. Oh, by the way, we have another author in this setting here. You'll be seeing him in a few minutes. He has written one of the best sold books in the System Center config manager world. And I'm not going to tell you who it is, so you can join in the next episode. But writing a book is really cool. So you've been at the White House, you've been at Dell, Flexera, written books, created stupid apps, which I think is the most important thing you've done in your career. No. You've done a lot of.
You really think of me.
Yeah, that's yeah. Sorry. What's next for Bob? For Guam.
What is next?
That's my water, by the way.
No, it isn't.
Okay. I thought it was my sour smell.
No, what I really want to do is turn Admin Studio around right now.
Okay. Around where?
Well, if you look at it as a repackaging tool, and the need to repackage isn't as prevalent today, then what you kind of accept is less and less people over time are going to be interested in this until it disappears. And that was kind of the majority of the company's take on the product. You know, it's declining like this, that's okay. This is what we expect because of the environment and so forth.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I think there's a huge opportunity to capitalize on what it does as something that everybody needs to do all the time. It's not just that you're doing a Windows migration. There's all these software updates that need to happen all the time. They are, again, another package that needs to be looked at and tested, and you need insight to lower your risk prior to deployment. You know, it's risky to have a software vulnerability out there and not take care of it. It's also very risky to deploy something that's going to inject different set of problems to your environment.
Sounds like you want to merge capabilities there.
Yeah.
And maybe make how about we turn this into a promotion? And we put a code down here. Come to flexera.com and get Admin Studio for a discount. Hold to that thought.
That's a great idea.
Hold to that thought. We'll see if we make it happen. What's that?
I said somebody's not going to like it, but I like the idea.
Yeah, maybe Lawrence, can we edit that in? All right, we'll take that again in the next episode of this thing we're doing here. Cheers.